Just on
Madam-
the first ground. The Honorable
Chair.
Marcoleta.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madalas pong binabanggit yung notices of disallowance and audit observation memo. Para po sa akin, ito po ay mababaw na ground to constitute an impeachable offense. Unang-una po, ang notices of disallowance ay appealable. They are contestable. Yung pong audit observation memo is just a memo issued by the COA for deficiencies in documentation not involving pecuniary loss. Ang notices of disallowance po ay pwede pang i-appeal ng Office of the Vice President sa regional level ng COA, sa commission proper ng COA, at pwede pang humantong sa Supreme Court. The notices of disallowance does not presuppose guilt on the part of the Vice President. It is not tantamount to a prosecution. Kaya wag po natin itong gamitin, itong mga dokumento na ito, as if meron ng ginawang kamalian ang ating Vice Presidente. Dahil dito po pumapasok yung procedural due process kung ito pa'y accorded sa ating Vice Presidente. At isa pa po, yung pong mga ginawa ng Quadcom nung nakaraang taon, yung pong pagbubukas ng mga envelope, I don't think yan po ay kasama sa trabaho ng Kongreso. Dahil ang pag-audit po ay trabaho ng COA. Meron po tayong Latin legal maxim, potestas delegata non delegari. Delegated
The
power should
Honorable
not be
Marcoleta
delegated
is
further.
reminded to confine the manifestation to the subject matter of the impeachment
Opo,
proceeding.
this is pertaining to the...
This is not
the
about
envelope.
Quadcom. This is the impeachment proceeding on the two complaints against the Vice President. Please stick to the subject matter of this impeachment proceeding.
But the envelope, yung opening of the envelopes, hindi po ba may kinalaman
If you have
ito?
concerns about the proceedings of Quadcom, perhaps you should address it in the other forums, but not in the impeachment proceedings. The Honorable Marcoleta is so reminded
Opo,
to stick to the subject matter.
yun lang naman po, Madam Chair, notices of disallowance. Ito po ay hindi mga dokumento lamang na ito ay appealable, contestable, at hindi ito nangangahulugan ng Vice Presidente ay may ginawa ng irregular dahil ito ay contestable. Yun lamang po ang aking obserbasyon. At ma'am, if I may react dun sa earlier remark made by the chair, I think I was alluded to kasi nagkaroon po ng spectacle kahapon.
The chair just adopted the manifestation of the Honorable Marcoleta yesterday during our determination of form.
Opo, yung pong I am speaking out of premonition. Actually, I'm not speaking out of mere premonition. I was speaking out of experience.
But that's
Opo.
what the committee heard. Nevertheless, Honorable Marcoleta, this is likewise not a subject matter of this impeachment proceeding.
Opo, winawarningan ko lang po ang audience na to observe proper decorum. Wala naman po sigurong masama doon, Madam Chair, di po ba?
But of course, for as long as the public are not committing any offense inside this committee hearing, then there is no basis at all to call their attention or to even mention their name.
Okay, ma'am, pero nagkaroon po ng president kasi sa Senado. Salamat po.
Honorable De Lima, would you like to comment?
Very briefly lang po. Okay, the audit findings under the audit observation memorandum may be subject to appealable, and they can still be questioned. But the fact remains that there are already evidence, there are already documentary evidence, kasama nga na po dito na naka-attach sa complaint, about those questionable disbursements, the use of confidential funds for not legal purposes, for confidential intelligence funds. So this committee, since it's scrutinizing now the very complaint before us, has the discretion and has the duty and the prerogative to do its own scrutiny and analysis of these documents, irrespective of any final COA finding. Of course, it is ideal that we should have the COA final finding, but the preliminary findings are already the red flags. The preliminary findings already show those acts constitutive of impeachable offenses. So it's not really a hindrance to this committee not to consider first those preliminary findings pending the final finding of the COA.
Let us be reminded as well that impeachment proceeding is a sui generis proceeding. This is not a criminal proceeding, neither is this an administrative nor a civil proceeding. The Honorable Zamora.
Madam Chair, with all due respect to our colleagues here, I would like to remind everyone about where we are at the stage of our proceedings. We are discussing the sufficiency of, in substance of the impeachment complaints, and as such, Rule 3, Section 5 of the House Rules on Impeachment Proceedings state that the requirement of substance is met if there is a recital of facts constituting the offense charge and determinative of the jurisdiction of the committee. So we have to confine ourselves within the four corners of the complaint to check if there is a recital of facts which will show the nexus, as the Honorable Laila de Lima has repeatedly said, with the impeachable offenses charge. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. The Honorable Vice Chair Dumogan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was about to point out, we are in the determination of sufficiency in substance. And as far as ground number 1 is concerned, it had been supported by complete narration of facts and even documents.
Vice Chair, speak closer to the microphone, please.
Is completely supported by narration of facts as well as certified documents. So, as far as I am concerned, so that we give due process as being claimed, we answer it in the positive so that later on, the respondent will be given the chance to explain. Because look, the confidential fund belongs to her office, and she can, with respect to the disallowance, it will be only her if she did appeal that one or she did not. Because as far as the records is concerned, this was a long time that it did happen, and when the disallowance was issued in, we do not know of any appeal that had been done by the concerned respondent, Madam Chair.